If you're starting an Etsy business this year because you want to make money, here are 3 hard truths that I want to fill you in on. Keep in mind, most new Etsy sellers don't fail because they have bad products. It's simply because they're missing the right strategies. The steps you take, the order you take them in, how long you do them for. So the first step is to go all in. No dipping your toe in, no dabbling. I challenge you to get up 100 listings in 100 days. Probably the number one mistake I see on Etsy is that people tiptoe and they'll start with like 1 or 2 listings. And this doesn't work because it's kind of like opening a restaurant with one thing on your menu. If nobody orders it, you're kind of stuck. You're not making any money. And when you apply this to Etsy, this means a variety of listing types. It's not all one type of product. We want to be testing different designs, different products, different SEO, different thumbnails. I had one student go from about 45 sales to a couple thousand sales within a couple of months doing this. And she was stuck at 45 sales for like 6 to 8 months before that. So when you open an Etsy shop, Etsy gives you a window and it's kind of the honeymoon phase. It's roughly 30 to 45 days. I've seen it extend out to 60 days before, but this is where Etsy is basically taking the temperature of your shop. They are watching closely. They are formulating their first impressions of your shop. They want to know, are people clicking on your listings? Are they converting on your listings? And to give Etsy those types of data points, you can't just sneak in 1 or 2 listings. Honestly, your first couple of attempts at listings are going to be your worst listings, most likely. So that's why it's super important to get in those reps. And I always say 100 listings in 100 days. It's what's going to give you a really good shot at testing enough to learn about your customer and to show Etsy that you are worth showing to their customers. So commit 100 listings in 100 days. Go ahead and comment in the comments here, all in, if you are committed to doing that. Now, the second key to really seeing success on Etsy this year is to stop chasing trends that are already on Etsy. Let's talk about trends. I'm very passionate about this because I worked for some big companies like Zappos and Zulily. My job as a buyer was identifying those trends in the market and bringing them to our website. Etsy gets trends, I would say, about 6 to 8 months later than other retailers. Etsy is primarily a trend follower, not a trend leader. And if a product has allegedly exploded on Etsy, it means it's already made its rounds on Pinterest, on Google Trends. Hundreds of shops are already selling that same thing. So how do you find real, fresh product ideas if you're not looking on Etsy? You want to find the places that these trends are coming from before they get to Etsy. Instagram is a great one. Pinterest is a great one. Trade shows, expos, and markets are all some of my favorite places. A trend is not necessarily coming up with an innovative product that people have never seen before. It's simply looking at what type of aesthetic are people going to be drawn to in the future, and how do we overlay that on top of existing products. My flower walls that did over 500,000, my floral letters that also did over 500,000. Those product ideas all came outside of Etsy. When you look outside of Etsy, you'll start to notice colors and fonts and sayings and materials and textures, and this is your trend window. You want to catch these things months before Etsy catches up. Don't copy trends, create the trends on the Etsy platform. And Etsy rewards originality more than ever this year. So if you can become an expert in spotting the trends outside of Etsy, you can become a market leader and dominate the market when you bring them to Etsy. The third point that I want to talk about is the products that you're actually selling. Most people with Etsy, they pick products that they kind of like and they think, I like this and I hope someone else will like it too. That's a really tough way to go. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't like your product or you should sell things that you hate, but when you build your product mix focused around your personal preferences, your shop starts to look like your personal home decor, or maybe like a scrapbook of things that you like. Building the shop for people who are just like you, and you might not be the most profitable customer. And then go with products that do something, products that have utility, products that have purpose, products that help people save time, save money, or make money. Now, not every single product in your shop has to be a gadget of some sort, but it should solve a problem, especially when you're starting out. Because the truth is, 95% of Etsy sellers are not graphic designers. So if you are relying on the aesthetic and the cuteness of your design alone to sell your products, you're setting yourself up for failure. When people are scrolling, you only have a few seconds to grab their attention. If something is just pretty but not functional, they're not going to click on it, and they're definitely not going to convert on it. Before you list anything, ask yourself this one question. Is this a functional item that they would buy if it was not personalized? A product having purpose and utility, see that as a requirement when you're thinking of what to list in your shop. Then when you personalize it, wow, then you can charge a premium for something that they've already decided to spend money on. I love this like when it comes to, let's say, kitchen towels, or when it comes to rugs, or when it comes to bedding or shower curtains. These are all things they're gonna buy no matter what. To succeed on Etsy, you gotta do these 3 things. Number 1, go all in. 100 listings in 100 days, don't dabble. The second thing is stop copying trends that are from Etsy. And third, sell products that have purpose and function and utility. And by the way, I'm not saying that's the only thing you can sell in your shop, because I know what my artists are going to say. My artists are going to say, well, what about just the beauty of art and someone appreciating that? Remember that this is a type of product to add in to help you get momentum if you're currently stuck. It's not the only thing you should ever sell in your shop. Now, if you're following these steps and you're still not seeing traffic, then you might have an SEO problem. I love SEO and I love teaching SEO. And if you are struggling with getting that free traffic from your SEO, click on this video here about SEO and I'll see you over there.